Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Tech Solution. Today I am going to start the new topic NumPy. In the data science basically the NumPy is very important. That's why I think let's start with NumPy. Okay. So what is NumPy? NumPy is a Python packages. It stands for numerical Python. The full form of NumPy that is stand for numerical Python. It is a library consisting of multi-dimensional array object and a collection of routine for processing array. It is basically multi-dimensional array objects. Okay. Numeric, the ancestor of NumPy, was developed by Jim Houginin. Another package NumArray was also developed, having some additional functionality. In 2005, Travis Oliphant created NumPy package by incorporating the feature of NumArray into numeric package. There are many contributors to this open source project. Okay. So my next question: why use NumPy? In Python, we have lists that serve the purpose of array, but they are slow to process. NumPy aims to provide an array object that is up to 50 times faster than traditional Python list. The array object in NumPy is called NdArray. Okay. Now I'm going to remove this one. The array object of NumPy is called NdArray. It provides a lots of supporting function that makes working with NdArray very easy. Arrays are very frequently used in data science. Data science basically is a branch of computer science where we study how to store, use and analyze data for deriving information from it. So why is NumPy faster than list? Our next question: why is NumPy faster than list? NumPy arrays are stored at one continuous places in memory, unlike list, so processors can access and manipulate them very efficient. This behavior is called locality of reference in computer science. This is the main reason why NumPy is faster than list. Also, it is optimized to work with latest CPU architecture. Okay. Then my next question is: which language is NumPy written in? Which language is NumPy written it? NumPy is a Python library and is written partially in Python. NumPy is a Python library and is written partially in Python, but most of this part that require fast computing are written in C or C++. That is partially written in Python, but most part of them is written in C and C++. Okay. We are going to start NumPy. So before going to start, what we have to do? We have to install the NumPy into your system. Okay. For that, if you have Python and pip already installed in your system, then installation of NumPy is very easy. What we have to do? You have to use pip install NumPy. Okay, and then click on run. Now you see, because NumPy is already installed in my system, that's why I say requirement already satisfied NumPy in this package. Note, you may need to restart the kernel to the updated package. Okay, when you are going to run in your system, then it will get different things. Okay, now I am going to start the NumPy. So now NumPy is installed in your Python library packages. Now what we are going to do? We are going to import the NumPy. After once NumPy is installed, import in your application by adding the import command. Import NumPy. And when you are going to run, you will not get any error. That means NumPy is there in your Python library. Now NumPy is imported and ready to use. After that, what I am going to show? Array equal to NumPy dot array going to pass 1 2 3 4 5, and after that print array. Let's run this one, right? 1 2 3 4 5 is coming. Now numpy is usually imported under the np alias. Now instead of that we can use numpy as np. For this one you can remove cut selected cell. Just cut, okay. Import numpy as np and shift enter you also do to run the statement. Here run the cell, okay. Now I am going to use always np instead of numpy, okay. Now same thing, array equal to np dot array parenthesis open 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 and print array. You will get 1 2 3 4 5. Shift enter, right. Now if you want to see what's the version of numpy you are using, then you have to use print np dot underscore underscore version underscore underscore and shift enter. I am using 1.19.5 version of numpy, okay. Now I am going to show you how you are going to creating nd array. So the most important object defined in numpy is a n-dimensional array type called nd array, okay. Now I am going to delete this one. Import numpy as np, okay. nd array, right? The most important object defined in numpy is an n-dimensional array type called nd array, okay. It describes the collection of items of the same type. Items in the collection can be accessed using 0 based index, okay. If you remember, we are accessing the index on 0, right? Even item is an nd array takes the same size of block in the memory. Each element in nd array is an object of data type object called dtype, okay. In nd array basically we are defined as a data type as dtype, okay. Any item extracted from nd object or by slashing is represented Python object of one of array scalar type. Now I am going to create an object, right, and for that I already show you. Numpy is used to work with array. The array object is numpy is called nd array that I said, right. Now I am going to create an array equal to np dot array open parenthesis 1 comma 2 comma 3 4 5, okay, and print ar. Let's run. We are going to print 1 2 3 4 5. Now if you want to print type of AR, then what it will print? ND array. Let's run and see, right? Numpy dot ND array. This is clear now. Type is basically this built-in Python function tell us the type of the object passed to it, right? Like in the above code is shown that array, right? Array, that is type of numpy dot nd array, okay. To create an nd array, we can pass a list tuple on an array like object into the array methods, okay. We can use like we pass list, right? Now we can pass even tuple also. Now you can pass array like object, anything, okay. And basically what he will do, he is going to convert with the nd array, np dot using np dot array, okay. Now I am going to show dimension in array, and dimension in array is a one level of array depth, that is going to say nested arrays, right? Nested array is an array that have array as their element. Now I am going to say zero dimensional array. Even you can use just like that heading, okay, and click on OK. 0 dimensional, and then after that you can use one more plus, right, cell. This is comment only, yeah, heading kind of thing. Now I'm going to show zero dimensional array. Zero dimensional arrays or scalar are the elements in an array. Each value in an array is a zero dimensional array. Just like array equal to array underscore 0d equal to 0 dimension, and p dot array going to pass 42. Okay, and then going to print array underscore 0 dimensional, shift enter. Okay, this is 42. This is 0 dimensional array. Okay, now I'm going to show 1 dimensional array as 1 dimensional array. Heading, click OK. After that plus array underscore 1 dimensional equal to np dot array, and going to pass 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. Okay, and after that print arr underscore 1d. Let's run. Okay, this is 1 dimensional array. Now I'm going to show 2 dimensional array as 2 dimensional array. Heading, click OK, plus array underscore 2 dimensional equal to np dot array parenthesis open 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. After that comma 1 more 5 6 comma 7 comma 8 comma 9 comma 10. Okay, and print array underscore 2 dimensional, shift enter. What is saying 2 or 3 tuple got 6. Why this? Okay, this is 2 dimensional, right? We have to use one more here. Open and this close. Now we are going to enter, shift enter. Right? This is 2 dimensional array. An array that has 1 dimensional array as its element is called 2D array. They are often used to represent matrix or second order tensor. Okay. Now I am going to show 3 dimensional array as 3 dimensional array. Heading, okay, plus array underscore 3d equal to np dot array open close 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 5 6 comma 7 comma 9 comma 10. Okay, this is 1 dimensional, 2 dimensional. Okay, and after that comma 11 comma 12 comma 13 comma 14 comma 15. And that 16 comma 17 comma 18 comma 19 20, and this is going to close, and this is going to close one more. Okay, and print arr underscore 3d, shift enter. Okay, this is 3 dimensional array, right? Because you see it here, 1 open and close, 1 open close, and this is going to close. This is 2 dimensional, and this is same open and close. This is same open and close, and this is going to full close. That's it, 2 dimensional. After that, going to complete with the 3 dimensional. Then we are going to add 2 dimensional, right? This is the final one that is going to say 3 dimensional. You see 2 dimensional, we have 2 open close. 3 dimensional, you see 3 open and close. Right, 3 close, here 3 open, and 2 dimensional, 2 open and 2 close here. 1 dimensional, 1 open and 1 close here, and 0 dimensional, no open and close. That's for remembering purpose, right? I'm going to show check number of dimension. NumArray provides the ndim attribute that returns an integer that tell us how many dimensions the array have. Ndim, okay, that will tell you, returns an integer that will tell you how many dimensions of the array have. Okay, now I'm going to show you print array underscore 0 d dot ndim, okay, and shift enter. How many dimension? 0 dimension, right? Now print array underscore 1d dot ndim, shift enter. What is the dimension of array? 1 dimension. Print array underscore 2d dot ndim, shift enter. What is the dimension of array? 2d. Print array underscore 3d dot ndim and shift enter. How many dimension of array? 3d. Okay, this is clear now. Now I'm going to show higher dimensional array. An array can have any number of dimensions. When an array is created, you can define the number of dimensions by using the ndim argument. Now I'm going to show higher dimensional arrays. Heading. Okay. Plus. Okay. We are going to use ndim as ndim ndim. Okay, ndim argument basically is when the array is created, you can define the number of dimension by using ndim argument. Okay, now I'm going to show array equal to np dot array passing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and passing the ndim equal to 5 dimension of array. Print of array, shift enter. This is 5 dimensional of array. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 close, 5 open. Now if you are going to print array dot ndim, then it will print 5. Okay, shift enter, right? It will print 5 here. Okay, now I am going to show num array indexing. Okay, now I am going to show numpy array indexing. Numpy array indexing. Running, click OK. Plus. So access array elements. Array indexing is the same as accessing an array element. You can access an array element by referring to its index number. The indexes in numpy array start with 0, meaning that the first element has index 0 and second has index 1. Okay. Now if I am going to show array equal to np dot array open close 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, enter, print array of 0, shift enter, right? Then what is going to print? 0 of index, right? Then what is going to print of index 0? 1. Index 1, that is going to print 2, shift enter. Now 3, what it will print? 4, right? This is 4th indexing. If I am going to increase 4, then it will print 5. This is 4 indexing. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this is the value of the particular indexing, right? If you want to add something, then you can add also. Print array of 2 plus array of 3. Then what's the value of array of 2? That is 3. And what is the value of array of 3? That is 4. Then it will print 7. Shift enter. Right? 7. Okay? This is clear now. Now I am going to show you the accessing second dimensional array. Okay? Accessing second dimensional array. Okay, code heading. Okay, plus. To access element from the second dimensional array, we can use the comma separated integer. To access element from second dimensional array, we can use comma separated integer representing the dimension and the index of the element. Right? I am going to show the first that you are going to pass, that is basically the dimension, a second that is going to pass, that is index of the element. Okay, I'm going to show second dimensional np dot array open close 1 2 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8 comma 9 comma 10. Okay, 2 close array, that means 2 dimensional array. Now print second element of the first dimensional. Okay, array 0 comma 1. Okay, that means we are going to use 0, this one, right? This is 0, this is 1. Okay, this is a dimension, right? This is 0 dimension, this is 1 dimension. Okay, now we are going to access 0, means this one. Okay, after that we are going to access 1, that means 0 and 1, that means second element, right? Then if you are going to run, what it will print? It will print 2. Shift enter. Right? Second element of the first dimension is 2. Right? Now if you want to access this one, what we have to do? We are going to use, instead of 0, we are going to use first. Now after that 0 and 1, then I am going to use 1 1. Shift enter. Right? We are accessing 7th. Right? Now if you want to access 10, then 1 will be there, that because we have this one. Right? Now after that 0 1 2 3 4, right? Then 1 comma 4. Okay, then it will print 10. Right? It's going to print 10. This is clear now. Now I am going to show accessing 3-dimensional array. Okay, now I am going to show accessing 3-dimensional array. 3-dimensional array. Code heading. Okay, third dimensional array and plus. Okay, to access element from 3D array, we can use comma separated integer representing the dimension and the index of the element. Okay, array equal to np dot array open close 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 comma 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, this is going to close, this is going to close, comma, I'm going to use 11 comma 12 comma 13 comma 14 comma 15 comma open close 16 17 18 19 20. Okay, this is close, this is open. Okay, this is 3-dimensional array. Now shift enter. Now I am going to check print array dot and dim. Shift enter. Right, this is 3-dimensional array. Now I am going to access the value of. third elements of the second array of the first array. Okay, now I'm going to access the third element of the second array of the first array. Okay, for that what we are going to do, print array 0, 1, 2. Okay, 2 means third element, 1 means second array, and array 0 means 0. That means that we are going to access this one, array 0 means this one. Okay, after that which one? The first one. That means we are going to access 0 and 1, first one. After that what we are going to do, 2. That means 0, 1, 2. Okay, that means 8 is going to print. Shift enter, right? 8 is going to print. You got it right. 0, 1, 2 means 0 means this one or this one. That means 0 means this one. Now after that 1, that means 0 and 1, right? That means this one, right? After that 2, that means 0, 1, 2, that means 8, right? This is clear now. Now I am going to show negative indexing. Okay, negative indexing, code heading, okay, plus, okay, array. Use negative indexing to access an array from the end, right? Use negative indexing to access an array from the end, means right to left. Array equal to np dot array open close double 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now print last element of the second dimensional. That means array of 1, that means 0, this one, right? This is 0, this is 1, and last element, that means 10, that means minus 1, array 1, minus 1. Shift enter. The last element of second dimension is 10, right? This one. Okay, this is clear now. For today, that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video.